in this book where he says edge just means fear. I just want to recap that. A good few months ago, my business wasn't actually doing so good. I was at like an intense level of stress. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I was genuinely like depressed and anxious just about 6 months ago. I had built this business as an entrepreneur, and one step after the other, I got to a point when like the business wasn't even profitable. I had made a bunch of stupid business decisions purely based out of fear. The fear stemmed from literally just the comments that I would see on YouTube. I got so influenced by the comments that people would leave underneath my channel, especially the comments I would see on other people's channels, especially when it came to being a businessman and making money. In the modern day, that's not seen as like such a good thing. It's like a crazy thing because you're watching this as like an entrepreneur and you think it's an awesome thing for like another guy to be an entrepreneur and businessman, for me to be giving you this advice. But in the modern day, like the sort of liberal, woke West, skinny neck, weak, broke people, they hate the idea of entrepreneurship and business, and especially like creators becoming entrepreneurs. And so every step that I took towards entrepreneurship and making profit in this business, every single time there was a couple of comments that was probably literally from like stupid 14-year-olds who are currently having a carb crash, who watch porn, who would comment like, oh, I see Hamza's a businessman, he's a scammer. Those comments would scare me. Like I would see them and I would feel so much pain from like seeing something like that, that then I literally got like so much fear when it came to thinking about making profit from the business, making a product to sell, that literally we got to the point when my business was genuinely failing. I had almost 2 million subscribers and I literally wasn't even profiting much, and I had to literally borrow money from my sister for the business. Imagine that, I'm 2 million subscribers, I'm like this ultra successful guy and everything. I had to borrow money because I was so afraid of making a product that I could sell, because it was just, there was fear involved, because I just thought, oh, you know, the comments will go proper negative. Turns out that there's like literally like 3 guys who just comment some bullshit, and all the rest of us actually appreciate entrepreneurship. Like, you're here because you want to make more money, you're here because you want to achieve financial freedom. Me too. And so you're probably thinking, like, you know, if you just evaluate this video, you're probably thinking, okay, Hamza's dropped some like nice wisdom here, this is quite a nice video. Imagine when I tell you that I was scared of making videos like this. I was scared of making like a product to sell to like help entrepreneurs because of what a unidentified, potentially 14-year-old might comment. It sounds stupid, but when you say your fear out loud, it usually does sound stupid. For example, with speaking to a girl, there's a girl that you like over there. You feel the fear in that you don't end up speaking to her. But if you spoke it out loud, I'm scared to go over there because the guy to the side, who I've never seen before, who I'd probably never see again, he might look at me from the side of his eyes, and that kind of scares me. Imagine if you said that fear out loud, you'd feel like a fool, right? I'm scared to go over there because she might not really be such a nice person, and I'm scared of what this 110-pound little girl might say to me. I'm scared that she might say that she's got a boyfriend and it might be slightly embarrassing. If you say your fear out loud, you sound like literally such a pussy, and you realize that your fear was totally just illogical. And that's exactly what I needed to do. And so when, you know, I literally moved back to my parents' house, even though I had like 2 million subscribers, and it was with a friend named Andrew Kirby. It was when he sent me like a Loom video of him kind of reviewing like the product I was selling. I was kind of like, I had like a couple of these like kind of shitty products that I just wouldn't ever really mention, but I didn't want to make like a big one that I could publicly say to you, like, oh yeah, this is the product that I sell and I'm super proud of it. So he was kind of reviewing them and he was saying, oh yeah, you know, they're kind of good and you're making like 20k a month and that's really good and everything, but with your audience, you should be making a lot more, 10 times more. And he had this like enthusiasm for entrepreneurship, which it just clicked, and I really needed to see that. And suddenly I realized like exactly what the problem was. I just had the belief that I would be like a bad person, that I'd be seen as like this horrible businessman if I released a product that helped entrepreneurs, like, you know, like sort of newbie entrepreneurs figure out which business model to do and to make them more productive, improve their sleep and everything, essentially helping like use self-improvement proactively to help an entrepreneur so that he can go and do the work, and then also help him with specific businesses like YouTube and everything, right? I thought that I would have been seen as like a bad person for doing that. And in some ways I have. There's been a couple of people who will literally comment every now and then, say, oh, Hamza's, mentioning an Adonis school and that's like a scam or something. It's like, bro, how is it a scam? You've never bought it, so you've never even been inside. There's 500 and something guys inside of it who literally are like happy to be there. So you can't call it you can say that it's too expensive for you, and I apologize for that, but it's the price point that I genuinely believe is the right way. You can say it's too expensive for you. You can say that you're not interested. But then when people use like insults, that genuinely kept me in such like a bubble that I didn't want to see those comments. That, I know this might be hard to comprehend. The fear of a 14-year-old commenting something like that genuinely kept my business at 10 times smaller than it could have been. Because the moment I overcame this fear, starting with Andrew Kirby sending me like a bit of encouragement, enthusiasm, and then he started to help me with ideas, and he connected me with this other guy called Victor, and these guys are really good at business, and they helped me make this awesome product that I'm really proud of. Suddenly I'm making 10 times more money, not even exaggerating. Suddenly I'm genuinely making like over 100K per month consistently. And I have like no expenses. I live at home with my parents and I love it here because I literally just get to wake up and just work all day and I fucking love it. Now I've become like the next level of like business, of like success, which means that I can teach it to you. Suddenly it's like I've got so much more success that now I can teach it. And also that I've got like a nice program that, if you can't afford or something, you might be able to eventually like kind of save up and be able to come in it if it's like the perfect place for you, which I really do. Like, I've never spoke so proudly of something that I've sold before this, but I genuinely think the product that I've released, because of this, like overcoming the fear, this is half me selling it to you, but really this is like my example, my story of this, the trait of courage, that I actually needed more courage in my life because I was so scared. And now when I look at it now and I see that I've made something which I'm really proud of, which the guys who have bought it say that it's awesome, and they've literally been in it for over like a month now, and they're in there every single day talking and saying that they're like happy about it, saying that they like me so much more because they joined and everything. I've done that. I've made a fuck ton of money. I've connected with like a bunch more like businessmen and everything. I've had a fun like work task. It's been purely positive. And when I think about the fact that I didn't do this because I was literally just feeling fear, it blows my mind. And so this is the last big trait that I just want to really help you with. Fear will keep you living this life of mediocrity, the life of like an average man who's scared to, for example, quit his full-time job and everything. If you're interested, just quickly, the concept of quitting your full-time job because you want to build a business is exactly what my ebook is about. It's like 30 pages. It's just like the guide that's linked in the description. It's the one I mentioned before. Inside of that, if you're interested in Adonis School, once you get that ebook, I send you a couple of automated emails after that where I link Adonis School. After like 2 days or 3 days, you get no more emails from me. I don't even send like weekly emails or anything. So the idea is like you get the book for free, you get this like entrepreneur guide and everything, you see like 2 emails or 3 emails from me for over the next few days. Then after that you get like no emails from me at all, unless if I manually send one out because there's something that I want to announce. Maybe the next time I do that will be like for my book that's coming out in a few months or something like that, right?